Hi, welcome to my Happy New Year. Thanks for watching. If you are new, welcome. If you have been following me, thank you. I just wanted to share with you guys some news. By now, you've heard of the coronavirus sweeping over China, Nielsen, and pets, but not me. Your girl is good. For those who are concerned about my health, I'm good because I am here. I'm in Arizona. I'm living with my team, like one big old family. We actually were living in another house in a different area. My athletes didn't believe me. My coach, America is not as safe as China. Lock your doors, lock your basement doors, lock your windows, lock your car doors, lock everything, because they all coming out here to get everybody. Who's all? Who's everybody? I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. We just know that there are a lot of opportunists that will just rob or just walk in through your house like they were invited. Anyways, that's what happened. So we moved to another house. Now we're in this new house, and my living situation is I took you through the back gate because everybody's sleeping right now and I don't want the little alarm beeper thing to go off. But anyways, we have a pool, we have a wonderful backyard with orange fruit trees and grapefruit trees. I don't know what an orange fruit tree is. This is the living area, has my treatment table in it, our huge kitchen, laundry room, master bedroom, but like I said, they're sleeping. And we also have a downstairs basement, but because there are only about 5 bedrooms, this one had to be converted into a room. There are the other bedrooms, their bathroom, so basically the guys live downstairs. And then upstairs, that's where me and our female athletes, the 2 female athletes, share the master bedroom because it's huge, and my coach. This is my room, and yeah. It's me, 4 athletes, Chinese team doctor, and coach. Weird. It's so weird because, like, in the States, especially working at college, there's always that reminder to not fraternize with your athletes. You see them at school, you see them at work, you see them at practice, you see them at the games, that's it. If you are having any kind of fun outside, at a club, at a bar, at a party, and you see your athlete, don't show them your face. Don't say hi. Don't say anything, because you don't know what's going to happen, because there's just everything in the United States is always about liability. And now I'm over here and I'm living with my athletes. That's so crazy. But it's cool.
Until they throw away your big Jamaican food.
You know, if I'm in the States, I'm going to make my own food because I don't get to cook food, really.
3 very poor, helpless dumplings.
I don't really always want to eat Chinese food.
Were thrown in the trash.
But they threw it away.
Showered by peas.
I have had a couple people send me emails, comments, find me on Instagram, which I absolutely love it. Keep on sending questions. I love to answer them. I love to help people who are interested, curious, and want to come out and try it themselves, or just want to be nosy. And that's cool too. I like y'all nosy people because, you know, nosy people are the ones who get to learn the most. All right, so the question that I always seem to get is, first of all, what do you do? What is your job? I'm an athletic trainer. I was trained in the United States. That sounds so weird. I got my bachelor's in athletic training at the University of South Florida, and then I got my master's at California University of Pennsylvania. And both of them are in sports medicine, athletic training. Basically, I do injury prevention, injury rehabilitation, injury management, as well as movement performance and performance enhancement. I got tired of what was happening in the States at the time, finishing up my master's, and just decided to look online and see what was there. I also was late in applying for a residency working with a different company for performing arts. So I was just like, let's see what's out there. And it was so weird. This opportunity to work with the Chinese Olympic Committee popped up online as if it was, do you want to work at McDonald's? So I was like, I don't think this is real, but what do I have to lose? I'll go ahead and try. I did, and it was real. And they took only about 200, and I was one of them. Yay! So literally I graduated my master's May 11th, 2018. I was shipped to China by May 30th. Now, how did I get into this particular job? I'm working with track and field now. When I first got to China, I was working with Chinese women's weightlifting team, which is awesome. Phenomenal group. Very frustrating to work with. I didn't have a translator, I didn't know any Chinese or Mandarin, and basically those athletes pretty much taught me how to speak Chinese, which is awesome. So word kind of spreaded that I am the only person who actually wanted to work with track and field because nobody does, which is sad. I met some of the coaches, and the coaches know people, and people know more people, and through networking, I was able to get this opportunity working with track and field hurdles. How do you find working abroad? Well, my job's very different from the norm. So for me personally, working abroad, I love it. I also love learning about different cultures and love learning different, mindsets and mentalities and perceptions. So for me, working abroad, it's cool. It's awesome. It is frustrating though because there is a big language barrier. And for my job, in order to be the best you really can, you need to be able to have good communication skills. And even though I try my best and I do my best and I'm still able to make some breakthroughs, it is definitely much more challenging. Yeah, I like it. I love it. I love working abroad. All right, question number 4. What is the overall experience in Beijing? I love, 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 love Beijing. Like, which knock on wood, if I wasn't able to continue working this job, I would probably just be a normal English teacher just so I can stay in Beijing. That's how much I love it. But that's probably because, one, Beijing reminds me of my home, like Brooklyn. And I always think of it as Shanghai is Manhattan and Beijing is Brooklyn. And if you've ever been to those two places, you know that there's a big difference. And that's Beijing. 2, I lived there for an entire year without traveling. Maybe go somewhere for, little touristy or go somewhere for 2 weeks. But I didn't travel as much with the weightlifting team like I am now. So I was able to really make a foundation with my friends and groups and get involved with communities. So that definitely made a huge difference. I have dance community, I have the volleyball community, I have black people community, I have my Latin friends, I have my white girl friends, I have my Chinese friends, I have my foodies, I have my intellectual friends, I have my creative friends. I have so many communities in Beijing, and there's always so much to do that I just love it. I love it. I have my party peeps. You can't forget the party peeps. I love the party. Okay. I think most people want to ask this question, but they're a little afraid to ask it. If you don't mind me asking, do you feel being a person of color has impacted your experience of working in China? I'm not sure. No matter where I go, I'm black. But I think it's definitely very different from working in the United States as a person of color versus working in Asia or China as a person of color. They kind of have the idea as it's a black person, they don't know as much as a white person, Caucasian, European. So annoying. Or other times they'll think because I am black American, I'm the coolest in the world. So it just really depends. It really does depend. I did, however, have a situation where the very first job I was working with, the first team, the team head doctor, who's Chinese, he was older, was a man, Chinese, a lot of years in his experience, and he didn't like me for the simple fact that I was a foreigner. Now, add on top of it, I'm a foreigner, I'm black, I'm young, and I'm a female. I can't do that. And I'm a female. Oh, he hated me. And it sucked because everybody on the team really appreciated me, and it took time for them to understand what I was doing, why I was here, what I'm trying to help do, and they understood that, and they really appreciated me, and they saw me as an asset. But this guy, he just couldn't let it go, and that was really frustrating for me. That was hurtful as well, because that was the first time I actually experienced prejudice in that way. And it's not like I did a bad job. I did a good job. I met his wife, I met his son, even they liked me. And it's interesting, even the athletes saw it and they called him out on it, and it's just one of those unfortunate situations. Question number 6. How do you find being in the health fitness sector in Asia? It rattles my brain. Rattles my brain. All right. Actually, I'm just going to put the link here. So I find I'm very biased because I do believe that Western-based medicine just makes more sense because there's a lot of research behind it and a lot of evidence. Chinese or traditional Eastern medicine is cool. It's cool, but you don't really understand it unless you're able to read the language and learn the medical background and practices that's only in this language, because when they try to interpret it and translate it into English, it just doesn't come across and nobody knows how to explain it. Long story short, broke my foot playing volleyball. Went to the hospital. The doctor took an x-ray. He gave me some anti-inflammatory cream and told me to rub it on my foot and I would be fine. That's it. Just cream. There is no such thing as any cream you can rub on your broken foot that's gonna heal your foot, okay? Heal a bone. Doesn't exist. So that really got me. Last question. This one's nice. What advice would I give to anyone who wants to work/move abroad? I say be ready. Be ready for your mind to be stretched to dimensions that will never be able to return back to its previous dimensions. Because there's just so much out there. It's amazing. It's an awesome experience. Especially, and you don't even have to be working in my field, just working abroad, just from the United States, the American perspective. Because we're in this bubble where we believe the world is the United States. This is the world. But this is the world. Be ready. Be ready to learn, be ready to try, be open, and don't think that just because you're American that you're the best ever. That's just very arrogant. I've come across too many people like that. Like, dude, you're in a whole nother country. There are so many Americans that I've met and expats from other places that have gone to Beijing and lived there for like 13 years and only know how to say hello and have never had Chinese food and don't have any Chinese friends. And don't do anything that's Chinese. What? Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it was informational. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a question down there in the comments. Like the button, subscribe, do all that fancy, amazing stuff that I would totally, absolutely appreciate. Thank you. Bye. Make sure you go check out my other videos.